Freedom Team, good morning. It's great to have you with us. We are here with Brian Ellington. And first of all, if you're a guest with us, welcome. You're always welcome to join us. We do this every Tuesday. Same Zoom link every time, freedomteamzoom.live, 11 a.m. Eastern. And we always bring in big agents, big speakers, to come in and just teach and train. We're always trying to help the agents go from here to here or wherever you want to go in your business. So Brian Ellington, Chief Learning Officer with EXP, is here today. And Brian, we appreciate your time. I know you are a busy guy, going 10 directions, working all over EXP. Give us a little bit of your background, if you could.
Sure.
I know you have a big background. I mean, following you and seeing you at different meetings and hearing you speak before, but tell everybody a little bit more about who you are and what you do in your EXP story and everything else. Okay.
And first off, thanks for letting me come play, and thanks everybody for listening to this at home. The most important part is father of four, husband of one. It's real important to get that ratio right in life. I live here in Austin, Texas, with my beautiful family. I grew up in real estate. Mom was a real estate agent for 30 years. And I never wanted anything to do with real estate. So hi, Brian Ellington, Realtor. Nice to meet you. I was an agent for a number of years. I was also, I've been at various companies. I spent 15 years at KW. I was their Chief Products Officer, Chief Learning Officer, and COO for their international franchising. I jokingly say I got kidnapped, thrown in a trunk, and driven to New Jersey, where I served out a 6-year sentence with Realogy, which is now called Anywhere, which is now called Compass. If you're not familiar, they own Colwell, Century, Better Homes and Gardens, Sotheby, Corcoran, all those brands. I was head of coaching and training for all of their brands for a number of years. Then went into Century in particular as their Chief Operating Officer, Chief Development Officer for a few years. Went out on my own. Met my old friends Leo and Glenn, who I knew from those Red Kool-Aid days, and they said, "Come on over, the water's fine," and they weren't lying. I've been Chief Learning Officer here now for 2.5 years, and have been loving every minute of it. And the team I get to work with, the agents I get to work with, are just bar none amazing.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, the stuff that you guys have been rolling out, that's why I wanted to get you on here, because it's just, there are so many agents I know at EXP that they don't know. Yeah. They don't know what's available to them, And so, I keep pushing people, EXP University, Fast Cap, the Instagram class, the open house class. All this stuff, because we're seeing the difference with agents, those that plug in and take action on this stuff. It's like, there's no limit to where they could go in their business. And so, it's always out there fighting to get that next deal. And, oh my gosh, I'm dying in the market and taking part-time jobs and other jobs and all this kind of stuff to make it work. It's like, I get it, but there's so many resources here that you guys, you and your team are putting together for us.
That's right. If I could just add on, yes, just a big fat kudos and thank you to you and now Russ, and I've been around 28 years in real estate, and was at KW for 7, a broker, all that stuff. And what you guys have been doing, particularly, I've been here for 8 years now, but particularly, I'd say the last 2 years is absolute. About time you got here, Brian. Wonder. Yeah. But incredible. So just a huge thank you from the leadership team here at, EXP with the Freedom Team. And wow. Just so excited to hear all the things you're going to share, because I'm sure there's still more I don't know. Maybe so. Well, so again, just a big thank you.
I'm humbled by that. And by the way, just so you know, I'm the pretty face. Candace and the whole team, Katie, they all do the work. So I'll share your praise with them where it really belongs. But thank you so much. Yeah. So what I'll do here is I'll share with you some resources. And by the way, I'm not selling you anything. Everything you're about to see is included in just being with EXP. Okay. So all of this resource is just sitting right there. And I'm hoping and I'm going to give you some things right now in this call that are going to help your business. I don't care what kinds of lead generation you do. This will help you in a variety of ways. So along the way, I'm going to give you some things, but I'm also going to share with you all the resources that are available to you. So let me just share my screen really quickly, and then we'll jump in. All right. So hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Uh, do the right thing, and if you don't know what that is, ask your broker. You don't look good in orange jumpsuits. I don't either. So please don't make us wear those. All right. So here's an interesting way of thinking about your business. If you think about the last 12 months in your business, whether you count units, whether you count volume, however you think about the success of your business, whatever your business did in the last 12 months, that's exactly what it's designed to do. And it's not going to do a penny more. And so when you think about being here, if your goal is to get here, which for most people it is, right? And by the way, if you did the exact same things that you did last year, guarantee you're not going to get the same results as you did last year. The markets have changed. Markets have changed. And so whenever we think about leveling up our business, yes, I can take you through a formula to help you figure out how many more deals you need to do, how many more conversations you're going to need to do. But the question is, barring those numbers for a second, what are you going to do differently? And you've heard me share before with the agents when we did that business planning, it's add, edit, delete. It's add, edit, delete. Most agents, they think in doubling, right? If you're a $1 million producer, you're thinking about getting to 2 million. If you're a $5 million producer, you're thinking about getting to 10, right? Well, if you're a $5 million producer, there's going to be things that you have to add to your business that a $5 million producer doesn't do, but a $10 million producer does. There's going to be things that you have to tweak in your business, right? Maybe adding more fuel to a fire in your lead pillars, whatever the case might be. And there's things that you're going to have to delete from your business because there are things that a $5 million producer does that a $10 million producer would never do because they know it would hold them back from succeeding. And as I say those three things, if you don't have a very clear answer in your mind about what of those three categories, what needs to change in those categories, hi, I'm Brian Ellington. I'd like to apply for the position of helping you figure that out. And what I'm about to share with you is not from me sitting at a kitchen table at 10 o'clock at night, dreaming up what I think might be good for training. When my team goes to create any training, and it doesn't matter with the training, we have a discipline. And that discipline is to go out and talk to at least 24 of the very best agents at that thing. When we did Fast Cap, for example, we went out and we talked to 70 agents who did at least 2 deals in their first 6 months in real estate and 12 deals in their first year in real estate. Because we wanted a fast start program that was proven, not that we think might work. Right. And so as we talk about this, you're going to see that show up because we incorporate those agents into our training. So the first thing I want to say is you're going to hear a lot of things here that you didn't know existed. And that's probably because you're not tuning into the big agent meeting on Fridays. Every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel, eXp Realty. You get to hear from Leo, Glenn, Holly Mabry, Wendy Forsythe. All of the leaders of the company come on and share what's new with eXp, what's new with the industry, because this industry is really changing fast. And we also always bring on some top agent who's succeeding at something, and they share their strategy willingly, step by step. It's 30 minutes. That's it. And we even put the recording on YouTube afterwards. So if you happen to miss it because of an appointment or what have you, it's there for you. Do tune into that. The other thing too here, you notice this KGCI logo, Real Estate on Air. What in the world is that? We have a radio station. Most people don't know that. We have a live stream radio station. It's anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, doesn't matter. Just go look at KGCI. We have over 60 shows. And these are real estate agents, top real estate agents, talking to real estate agents. We have an archive of something like 2,800 to 3,000 episodes by now. All of it related to building your business. And I don't care what you do. Probate, cool. Commercial, great. Luxury, right on. We've got great content on there to help you grow whatever segment of your business you want to grow. Had last year 137,000 listens and downloads. And so we're getting a lot of traction because of the stuff that these folks are bringing to the programs. By the way, anybody listening to this, if you have a podcast, cool, we'd love to talk to you. Just click this QR code, talk to Ian Wheatley, our program manager, and we'd love to get your show on our air if it fits the bill there. All right, so I'm going to talk you through some of the formal training programs that we have at eXp University, and we have them at all levels. You may know a few of these, but I bet you didn't know all of these. So I'm going to focus on a few of the flagship programs first. I'm going to start with FastCap, and by the way, the next cohort for FastCap is May 27th. So May 27th, and let me tell you why you might care. On the left-hand side here is the average of people who simply completed the class. 3.8 appointments, 1.6 agreements in 6 weeks. This is just 6 weeks. Now, those are people who just completed the class. On the right-hand side are the people who completed the class and did the work, the bare minimum work of that class. 6.9 appointments, 3.9 agreements. Now, I'm not asking anybody here to self-indict, but what did your last 6 weeks look like? Because if it didn't look like this, come join us. And by the way, we have people who've been in this multiple times. We have one person who's been in FastCap 11 of the 17 times we offered it. Because it's not an informational program. Yes, we share strategies from some of the top successful rookie rock stars that we interviewed, those 70 folks. But it's more about accountability, energy, momentum. James Clear, the guy who wrote Atomic Habits, said it best. We imitate the close, the many, and the powerful. Who are you around? What are you imitating? Because if you don't have the close, the many, and the powerful who are doing what you need to be doing to succeed, come join us. We'll gladly help you. And by the way, we added an element this past January, and I want to talk about that. So they say 75 to 80% is the failure rate in this business in the first 2 years. I was raised by a realtor. I'm a realtor. Most of my friends are realtor. That breaks my heart. And I've devoted 24 years of my life trying to help that stat. And so one of the ways that we do it in FastCap is by helping you build your lead pillars so that you have a stable, sustainable business that lasts however long you want to last in real estate. Another way that we help you is we started giving you leads through it to bridge that gap between the time it takes you to put your lead pillars in place and have that come to fruition. And now we give you leads through this program. So whether you're an American or a Canadian, we have lead flow for you on both sides of the border. In the American side, we give you Realty.com. Now, let me just describe you their Seller Pro package. It's 2 tools, a buyer cultivation tool and a seller cultivation tool. The buyer cultivation tool is IDX based and things like that. The seller cultivation tool is very similar to HomeBot or Fellow, if you know those tools. Put your database on there, it drips multiple things. The cool thing about their evaluation, by the way, is they give you 3, which naturally breeds the question, which of these is right? And what we teach agents is don't wait for that question to come. Pick up the phone, call them, tell them I just sent you your home valuation for the month. There's 3 numbers there. You're probably wondering which is right. My answer is none of them, because none of them have seen what you've done to the home since you bought it. So if you've got something coming up in the near future and want to know really what your home is worth, give me a shout. I'll come over, do a quick CMA for you. Now, in addition to these tools, we give you leads, and I'm going to share that with you in a moment. First, my Canadian brethren and sistren on this call listening in, we do something similar with you north of the border through Zoocasa and Honestore. Honestore has a CMA valuation tool that you can put your database on. Zoocasa is actually owned by eXp. You might be familiar with their Agent Accelerator program, which is open to eXp agents, where we give you leads to work through the Zoocasa program. They actually allowed FastCap agents to come into that Agent Accelerator program and get those leads sooner rather than later. Now, one thing I want to say is with Realty.com, we pay for that for you. We pay for that for you. Now, with Zoocasa, they do have a referral fee because they have partnerships. Now, with Realty, the leads are paid for you. There's no referral fee at all. With Zoocasa, though, they have an ISA team scrubbing these leads and then hand them over to you. So there is a bit of a referral fee, but again, these are ISA scrubbed leads that have been worked. And I've seen their 21 days of pain that they do to work these leads. They get after it. These are highly qualified leads. So here's the deal. And I'm going to share the results in just a second. What we want, what we know is that if you'll complete FastCap, you're going to have a huge chance of success. Now, what we don't want is you to focus during that 6 weeks on these leads. We want you to focus on building your lead pillars. So during the program, during the 6 weeks, we're going to focus on helping you get to that 6.9, 3.9, or better, hopefully, because that's just the average. And I hope nobody here plans to be average. After the 6 weeks is over, we're going to give you these tools for a year on us, so that you have these to help bridge that gap. Now, let me just share with you the results of the pilot. And this is just a 6 weeks period for the January Fast Cap. We gave 384 agents 1,930 leads. 1,930 leads. Now, here's a fun fact that you need to pay attention to. 90% of those leads are seller leads. These are sellers who've raised their hand and said, I'd like a cash offer on your home. Because of our partnership with Express Offers, we give you up to 4 cash offers so that you can call that seller back and say, hi, it's me. You asked for a cash offer on your home. I actually have 4 for you. I'd love to sit down with you, walk you through each one, make sure to verify those offers, and then also talk about what your home might be worth on the open market should you choose to list with me. Would Tuesday at 2 or Wednesday at 3 work better for you? By the way, that this number has grown substantially. It's now more than 11,000 leads to 1,600 agents. And by the way, this was a 6 weeks period. Do the math. That's about 5 leads per agent. Multiply that out over 52 weeks, because this is a full year that we're giving you this. So we hope that you'll come and join us. Again, May 27th is the next one. From time to time, we do evening versions. In fact, we have Fast Cap After Dark going on right now, where we do it at 7 p.m. Central, which is my time, and we go the full course live. So if you're a dual career agent, just stay tuned for the next one of those. But if you're serious about getting after this, we're serious about helping you, and do come through Fast Cap. We will commit to you for 6 weeks and help you build your business, and then we'll give you great resources afterwards so you can continue that track.
One quick question, Brian. Can I ask something real fast? And because I know we had one agent go through who's an icon agent here in our group, like 20 years in the business, and he was like, "Wow, this brought me back to things that I'd gotten so far away from, bad habits that I developed over 20 years. It kind of brought me back." And he was raving about it. Just can you just hit that real quick, like because I always think about this for new agents. But like I had an agent here join me recently. He's been in the business 32 years, and I didn't even talk about Fast Cap, but it's making me think right now. I need to get him into this May 27th class. Like, why not? I mean, it's it would help him in his business, I would think.
And I'm a weirdo. I eat the same thing for lunch every single day, just cause it's my lunch. I eat that same thing every single day. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for most of us, doing the same thing over and over and over again gets boring after a while. And we forget that in order to be a top level athlete in any sport, basketball, we have to get out there and practice free throws over and over and over again. It's a muscle that atrophies. And for a lot of us, we let our database gather dust. We mean to follow up. We mean to do the things, but we just don't make the time. We tell ourselves, I'm just so busy. And I had a mentor who told me once, don't ever let today's business get in the way of tomorrow's. Right. And for a lot of folks, and by the way, Jeff, your friend is not alone. We've had multiple time icons. I think one of them was a 5-time icon that came in, did the course with us. We have cappers. We have, and by the way, team leaders listening to this, some of our very best top teams use FastCap as part of their onboarding program because we put you through the paces and we use Sisu for accountability. You can track what your team members are going to do. Wondering whether or not that agent is going to succeed on your team? Don't wonder. Put them through FastCap. We'll tell you whether or not they're going to do the things that it takes to be successful or not. And then in 6 weeks, you have your answer. But yes, we have a ton of experienced agents who come in and say the exact same thing. I'll tell you a fun story. When we were doing the pilot on this, we actually invited the mentors from EXP's mentor program to come in because I wanted their unvarnished opinion about the pilot because we wanted to make it great. I'm telling you, we got like 30 something love letters from the mentors, and all of them basically said the same thing. Well, I just came in here to give you my feedback, but then I started doing what you guys were telling me. Oh my gosh, I'm busier now than I ever was before. Yeah, because the work works when you work it. So absolutely, depending upon where you are in your business, if you just want to get into an environment of productive people who are committed to getting after it, come be part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ryan, when you break down, first of all, again, incredible. It's funny because we're sitting there talking about as a group, how do we get our frontline agents qualified? And then how do we get people to do what they want to do? Grow by another 3 deals, double their transactions. Walk through just so people just know up front the commitment that it really takes to go through this. The results are staggering, but it's only 6 weeks. What are their commitments in those 6 weeks? What does that look like on a weekly basis?
Yeah, and here's the funny thing. It's 3 hours per week for the training, right? So we typically do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 hours a week, just 1 hour each time. And then we give you what we call daily productivity activities and money makers. Money makers are things that you do to build your business, right? We never want you to go to a listing presentation and have to excuse yourself to go to the bathroom to figure out what in the world you put into SkySlope, right? So we have you fill out a listing contract on your auntie's house or your grandmother's house or what have you. But we do other business building money makers as well, right? The daily productivity activities, we call that the 5-1-1-2. So 5 real talks. These are real estate conversations, narrowly defined. We give you great scripts that these top agents that we interviewed used for their real estate conversations. We give you value add and things like that so you know what you're doing. One of the value adds is we have you do one CMA a day, one home preview a day. And if you're wondering why, it's 2 reasons. One, to understand the market, but also two, for those 5 real estate conversations, instead of talking about the weather, if you're doing your CMAs and you're doing your home previews, you've got plenty to talk about as you call and talk to these people. And you've got something to offer them. Hey, just did a CMA for your neighborhood, was wondering whether or not you knew what your home was worth in today's market. And if not, would love to do that for you. Right. And then the 5-1-1-2, the 2 is follow up, real estate kryptonite, following up with people, right? Not only just giving them value, but making sure they understand and you understand when and what the next communication is going to be, right? That's it. It's not digging ditches, friends. We get to make friends and help them with real estate. That's our job.
Yeah.
And so FastCap just supercharges that and gets you doing the things with accountability in the program.
I love what you said, Jeff, about, we have so many people that are getting second jobs and all that, and they're just not doing what they need to do. I've heard people say, Brian, that it's really about 3 hours a day of homework if you were to kind of give it a ballpark.
That's about right. Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy to really think about that. So go ahead, Jeff. I'm just
Well, what I was going to say too, and just add to this, like, so Sean, we had and Brian, we had an icon agent here in town, Caleb Leonard. He's part of our group. He went through it here just recently, and he was like, "Yeah, there was stuff to do, but it was stuff I'm already doing anyway." He's an icon agent. He's like, "It's just it didn't add to my plate. Like I'm already doing all this stuff anyway." In my group, I think for a new agent, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to work. Wait, yeah, you got to work. This is gonna be, you're building a business that's gonna pay you a lot of money. Like this is gonna take work, So it's helping those new agents get in that mode. But I think those that have been around, just getting into some of the things, maybe like this again, things that they had gotten away from, better tools, better systems, more organized in their business. But like Caleb was like, I was already doing, it helped me go to the next level. Is where Caleb was at with it, but I was already doing it.
One last question on that. Do you have a list of testimonies of people that have gone through it where you guys recorded them for okay, that'd be phenomenal.
Hey, go look at our Instagram, the EXP University Instagram. There was one lady, Emily Torres. She did 11 deals her first year in real estate. I just interviewed Kirsten Sharon in Victoria, Canada. BC. She did she started in March, took fast cap in May of last year. From May of last year to December, she did 11 deals. From January to what was that, April when I talked to her, she did another 11 deals. Brand new agent.
Awesome.
Brand new agent.
Awesome.
And she talked in my interview with her about why. And it's not magic, right? It's not magic. It's just doing the things and making the time. And we all have intentions, but here's the thing. We're all human and we all lie to ourselves a lot. And so turning those intentions into actual actions is the trick. And so having that kind of environment is the thing. And so it doesn't surprise me to hear about your icon friend. That's just the way it goes. We mean to, but we don't. And so until you're in that sort of program, it really does supercharge you.
Yeah.
Okay. So fast attract. A lot of people say, well, I would go after RevShare, but I don't want to be a recruiter. To which I say, ew, I don't want you to be a recruiter either. That's gross. And we've all gotten that phone call. I get texts from, I won't be so crass to name the brokerage here, but I get texts from people who are like, want to know what this could do for you? I'm like, you don't even know me, friend, and you've never added any value to my life. So in Fast Track, it's a 6 weeks program. We teach people how to help other realtors. We give you value. In fact, I'm going to teach a class here in 30 minutes for the Fast Track session that's going on right now. It's an amazing program. So if you're curious about RevShare and having that kind of secondary income that could actually help you retire, I think Gene Frederick and Brent Gove, I don't think they're selling houses anymore now that they're making millions in RevShare each year. If you're curious about what that could be for you and whether or not that's for you, come to Fast Track. At least come to the kickoff, see what it's like, because I guarantee you, if you're thinking, I don't want to be one of those slime balls, we don't either. And if that's what you think attraction is, please don't pick up the phone. Please leave that alone until you've come to a program like this, and we can change your mind otherwise. I mentioned training.
When is the next Fast Attract?
Ooh, that's a good question. My bet is going to be July. I don't actually happen to know the date, but Kathy, you can always go to expuniversity.com, look under live training, and likely the next session is already posted for registration. Great
Brian,
question.
I went through your very first pilot, Fast Attract. And
Yeah.
I send all my agents that are thinking of attraction there because there was so much baseline information in it that gave them value to believe that what they were doing was blessing agents with attraction. Very good stuff.
Well, and Kelly, since that pilot, we actually changed it up. One of the feedbacks that we heard from that pilot was, this is really great, but I'm a producing agent and I don't have time to produce, go to class, and then do all the stuff. So we actually changed it up. We're having you do live bullets in the class. So it's a little bit different. So if you haven't been back, do come to it.
Welcome back.
All right. So for your top solo agents and team leaders listening, we have training for you, by the way, and 2 different calls each month. For our top solo agents, these are 4 million and above. We have elite solo masterminds. That's the first and third Tuesday of every month. The first Tuesday, we have a top solo agent come on and share what they do. So assuming Kim came on and shared what he does on YouTube. Kim Fraser came on and shared how she does open houses. Kim Fraser does like 70 million. Actually, she's on track to do 100 and some odd million this year, primarily from geo farming and primarily from open houses. But they're just some of the many people that we have come on. That's the first Tuesday of the month. The third Tuesday of the month, we have Leo and a different coach. We've had Cheplack, Chair James, Brian Buffini, so on and so forth. For team leaders, we do a similar thing. Except we reverse it. Sorry to confuse you. Team leaders, first Thursday of the month, we have team mastery. The first Thursday is Leo and a great coach, some of the names I just mentioned and others. And we talk about team challenges and coach you on team challenges. The third Thursday of the month, we have one of your brothers and sisters come on who are top team leaders at a given topic, and we have them talk about what they're great at. We've had Jeff Cavender talk about his recruiting engine. We've had Allison Greco talk about how she gets her agents to do 3 deals in the first 90 days, no team leads involved. And several other great team leaders just sharing various aspects of their business. So come be part of those calls. Register on expuniversity.com under live training. You'll see these calls. Register for whichever one is important to you. Both calls have different registrations, and once you register, you'll have access to the archive on those. While you're on the university, you can also look at Next Agent Accelerator. Last December, we ended an 8-week multi-session AI accelerator. So we had these brilliant people come on and share AI for social media, AI for your personal assistant, AI for marketing, AI for teams. Each session is recorded and it's up there. They give you not only brilliant ideas, but they even give you QR codes so you can download their prompts, download their actual GPTs and custom gems and things like that. We're about to do this again. In fact, I have a call with some of these folks and some new ones next week where we're going to talk about a July version of this series. Even though we just did this in December, 6 months later, man, things have changed. We're going to focus on Claude Code and Claude Cowork during that series. So do look out for the next AI Accelerator series. Here I want to stretch you a little bit. When NAR says that for every 100 people that you know, 8 are going to transact this year, the question is, how many of those 8 are you going to do business with? Because it's not going to be all 8. You're not that good. Sorry. And everybody's got a cousin Daryl and another cousin Daryl who's a realtor. And you're competing against them. So what is that number? If you're lucky, it might be 1 or 2, if you're lucky. And by lucky, I mean you've got them in a database, you're pouring value into them consistently and regularly over time, right? And so when you think about your goal, I hope it's more than 1 or 2 houses. And so now we got to multiply, because if your goal is 20 and you're going to get 2 of those 8, well, now it's not 100 people that you got to have in your database. Now it's 1,000. And if you wait until December 31st to add number 1,000 to your database, you got a problem, friend, because you're going to have to cultivate that person in your database over time for that to even lead to anything significant in terms of referral or business from them. And so the question is, how quickly can you supercharge your database? Whatever treadmill that you're currently on in terms of lead generation, trust me when I say that you'd rather be on this treadmill of working your database with Sphere and referral business, because cool people know cool people. And if you've never had the pleasure of calling an expired, let me tell you, sometimes they are not cool people. And you don't know who's walking in your door, whether or not they're going to be a cool person or not. But with your database, you get to choose. And also, too, they already know you, like you, and are much more likely to use you if you're working them over time. So then the question becomes, how quickly can you get to whatever that number is that you need to be working such that the amount of business that you want to get from your database falls out as you work it? And so we did this contest. We took 15 teams of 7 and we challenged them to go do 1,000 unique conversations each in 4 weeks. And this is what happened. So I want to dispel any mythology that you might have in your head about what's possible in 4 weeks. Look at the number 1 team. Look at the number 1 person, Brian Birds. In fact, look at the number 1 for all of these teams. By the way, 3rd place, Summer Hoffman, who was the top of the 3rd place team, she had 38 buyer appointments, 13 listing appointments in 4 weeks.
Wow.
So before you start lying to yourself about what's possible, I want you to burn this into your memory. Maybe go get it tattooed at your tattoo parlor this Saturday night, because this is what's possible. So when we talk about what the best of us are doing, the question becomes, okay, well, how do I go make these connections? How do I go meet these people? Glad you asked. So we've been hard at work on a new series. We call it Icon Lead Mastery. We've been going source by source, talking to the very best agents at that thing. So I'll start with Sphere of Influence and database, which is where we started with this course, expanding your database and sphere of influence. We went out and we talked to, I think it was about 30 top database driven agents, meaning the bulk of their leads were from their database. And we asked them, what do you do? How do you do it? When do you do it? Why do you do it that way? And those 30 people shared with us exactly what they did. And so we created a course out of it. It's about 2.5 hours where we teach you exactly what they do. In fact, we even give you a 12-month engagement system based on what they did. Each month, each week, we're giving you their direct messages that they put in social media, their emails, their phone call scripts, their text scripts, their client gifts, their client event ideas. And we don't just give you the ideas. You see this little thing here where it says, click here to view Katrina's playbook. That's Katrina, by the way, Katrina Amaral. She's #2 agent in all of Canada. Her entire team, 50 people, is based on referral business. They don't do internet leads or any of that. And so Katrina has a white glove service that she follows with all of her clients to just impress the bejesus out of them when they do a transaction. We detail that in her playbook. We tell you exactly what she does for her white glove service. And Katrina's playbook is one of about, I think, 15 playbooks that you get with this class, where we're teaching you exactly what they do. How Kirby Chan does his neighborhood garage sale, how Meredith Alderson does her 4 quarters of client events, including she does this one where she hires a photographer, sends it all out to her database, says come to the park on Tuesday at 2 or whatever, and they take photographs for their holiday cards because they do this in October. So the photographer creates their holiday cards for them. She said she has people in her database who show up in a suit and tie or whatever for their professional photos, right? We teach you step by step exactly what they're doing to rock out their database. And there are just some brilliant strategies in this. So that was sphere of influence and database. Then we went and did the same thing for open houses. And I mentioned those playbooks. Here's 3 playbooks. By the way, Payson Robertson, I love the story. Payson did 100 open houses in 100 days. He was 19 when he got into real estate. He looked like his sphere of influence was probably doing keg stands, not buying houses, right? And so he was like, what do I do? He goes and does 100 open houses in 100 days. By day 45, he has 15 deals in process. By 6 months after he did day 1 of 100 days and then 6 months, 37 deals. By the way, Payson now has a team. They do over 250 deals a year. He challenged his team to do 1,000 open houses in 100 days. They did 850.
Wow.
Don't lie to yourself about what's possible.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Let me pause here too. I'm going to share something with you. Give me 2 seconds. Here, I want to show you this. Are you still seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, you are. Cool. So what we discovered with these open house agents is that none of them were holding their own homes open. The reason why most agents don't use open houses as a formal lead pillar is because their listings are so infrequent until they get established. Well, none of the 24 plus people that we interviewed were doing their own open houses initially. They were all doing what we jokingly refer to as OAL, other agents' listings. And so what we did is we took all of that research, all the transcripts from our conversations, all the content that we built into the course, and we put it into this app. So you see the AI accelerator here where you can ask the app. In each of those playbooks, we give you AI prompts that says, hey, this is Payson's strategy, make it my own. Or this is what this person does. I want to do that, but here's how I'm different. And the AI will then share with you how the other agents are doing things and give you ideas about how you might make it your own. So that's here. But what we did is we made it super dead simple for you to go on here and find a listing in your area that matches whatever criteria you want to put in. And once you've found one, we then give you a value proposition through the class where you can approach these agents and say, hey, listing agent, if you'll allow me to hold your home open, here's what I'm going to do for you. And I'm going to give you a white labeled report, not branded to me, that you can then hand to your seller afterward to say, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, this is what I, the listing agent, caused to have happen this weekend to market your home. By the way, this system will actually generate that report for you as well. If it's your own listing, it'll generate a report that's branded to you for your own seller. But so once that agent has said, yeah, sure, you can hold my home open, you click the little listing, the plus button here, and it adds it to your database. Then you can go on, schedule your open house for whatever time you want. You can create QR codes, either the listing details from our system on that listing, description, bed, bath, whatever, all the photos. You can do similar properties where you go on and use our tool to select what listings you want to include, and it'll give each listing a page that has all the details. Or you can upload your own. And in a second, I'm going to teach you the 9 ponds, which is something you definitely want to learn, where you can add value for off-market listings or other lead magnets, whatever you want to do, you can add that here. And once you've done that, you can go into QR code and then enter your QR code here. And you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're just going to ask some basic information. And instead of the same old come online, oh, hey, the sellers have asked it, there's a record of everybody who comes into the open house. So if you'll please sign in, because you're going to Mickey at mickeymouse.com and 555-555-555 is the phone number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that, you can offer something of value. And they can either use the QR code or they can fill out their name. I'll just do this really quickly so you get a sense. And then after this, they're clicking this. By the way, clicking this, they've now consented to TCPA, DNC consent. They've also acknowledged agency disclosure so that you are covered. Now, once they check in, the lead is created. That's all they have to do. But we're going to ask a secondary set of questions about their home search. Now we've captured their information, and now they have a secondary opportunity to tell us all the things that they're looking for in their home search. Once they do this, and you'll notice there's a lock here. So if you use a tablet at the front of your open house and you're in the back bedroom with another client, they can't get on here and start looking at inappropriate stuff on your iPad. Once they do, that lead is then captured. You can go to My Leads, check out all the information that they've given you. We're working with our CRMs of choice, Bold Trail, Lofty, and Close to make sure that this ports over into your database automatically as soon as that lead is created with all the details, the open house, and all that stuff. A lot of really cool things. I mentioned the seller reports, but right now, what we're doing is part of the class that we did on April 28th. We then kicked off a 30-day challenge. We gave them a week, and then the following Tuesday, we started this 30-day challenge. We're a little over 2 weeks into it. We've had coaches like Payson Robertson, Kim Fraser come on each week to give them strategies and things like that. But we're tracking this. We've got cool prizes. We are giving away an entire open house branded sign package from Build a Sign, $500 worth of seller leads from Realtor.com. Land Voice has given us their product for 6 months for the winter, and we even have a WWF belt, like those like wrestling belts for the winner as well. You'll get to hear the winner at EXPCon. They will be on a session at EXPCon as well, talking about what they did. So that's a little detour, but I thought that was kind of fun and something that you guys might appreciate. But we're doing this class again, by the way, June 23rd, I think, actually.
The open house class?
Yeah, the open house class will be
Okay.
June 23rd. And then let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen here. Stop sharing. Going back to this, I promised that I would teach you a few things, but want to make sure that you saw this too. And hopefully you're seeing my screen correctly.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I'm Chief Learning Officer, not Chief Technology Officer, so bear with me here. Here's what we give you during this class. It's an entire open house system. Entire open before, during, and after. Like, we teach you exactly what they did before, during, and after the open house to maximize. The open house itself is not the opportunity. It's everything around the open house that's your opportunity to maximize your lead gen. And so we're giving you everything. I promise this, so if you're watching this at home, take a quick snapshot of this, or just come to the class on June 23rd. You'll get the participant guide with all of this. There's actually 10 sources, not 8. So if you want to know what the other 2 are, come to the class. But we got this idea from Brian Kelsey. Brian is top agent. He rocks out open houses. And when you walk into his, you're going to see a little pop-up banner. And it says, welcome to my open house. Log in for my 4 ponds. And the person coming in says, well, what's that? So glad you asked. Most agents and their clients fish out of one pond, and we call that the MLS. But you want to see all the homes that are available that fit your criteria, not just the ones on the MLS, right? See, for me, I fish out of 4 ponds, which allows me to give you more homes than any other agents in the area so that you can find the right one for you. So if you'll just sign in here, I'll give you access to that. Well, when we started interviewing other agents as well, there's actually more than 4 ponds. So Smita Singh, for example, before she does an open house, she calls up the builders in her area in Sugar Land in Houston and says, what inventory do you have that's not yet on the market? And they give her that. And now she's got something to offer those buyers. And other agents had other ponds that they fished out of. So we give you these. And the idea isn't that you do all 10 of them. The idea is that you pick a few of these that you will actually work. One of them that I hope that you will all actually work is the listing agents. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why. Number 1, they will have buyers. They will have buyers. Number 2, at some point or another, you're going to go up against them in negotiations, either with your buyer or with your seller. Really good to have great relationships with those people. And number 3, when you do this, when you call them up each time, hey, I have an open house on Saturday. I saw your listing at 123 Smith Street. Tell me about that. How'd that go? Congratulations on the sale. Any information you want to share about the market and what you saw out there? And by the way, any buyers that you have, bring them by. When you do that regularly, that's called building a relationship. And when, not if, their broker wets the bed and they start looking for a better option, you're going to be the person that they call if you've got that relationship with them. So that's a little something about that. Now I'm going to give you switch gears. I'm going to talk about likes to lead with Instagram. So June 9th is our next one of that's coming right up. So we did the same thing. We went out and interviewed dozens of top Instagram agents, and we created an entire system around this. So we have an AI accelerator that will look at your profile and will tell you what you need to do with your profile to make it more lead generation friendly. It'll also give you an entire calendar of posts. And it won't just tell you the idea for the post. It'll tell you what the caption should be, what the script should be, what the visual should be. Should it be a reel, a feed post, or story, so on and so forth. Then we give you an entire 365-day calendar with an idea each day from these top agents that we interviewed. And by the way, here's the QR code you can click on. You see some of the playbooks. Again, I think we have like a dozen playbooks. And I'm gonna give you this, and we're running short on time because I have to jump over to a Teach Fast Attract. Really quickly, take your camera, take this picture. I'm gonna 3, 2, 1. Take this picture. Those are the 11 types of social media posts that these folks that we were interviewing talked about. In the class, we give you details about each one of these, and then we teach you how to make it a post, a reel, or a story. Really quickly, I want you to get your phone. I want you to take this QR code. And I want you to snap this. I'm giving you 4 of those playbooks. I've been talking about these. I want you to see them, and I want you to benefit from them too. What we've given you is kind of a flight here, right? This is from 4 different classes, 4 different ways of using each of these platforms. So Noah Ward on TikTok, Alexis Diaz on YouTube, my friend Shannon Maxwell on Facebook, and Belle Tunstall on Instagram. Look at Belle's. Here's the last thing I'll give you before I go. I know you would do more posting, but you don't like the way you look, you don't like the way you sound, and you don't know what to say when the camera comes on. Friends, I get it. This is the way I have to look every single day, right? And yet here I am. So build a bridge, get over yourself, and I'll help you get there. So this is what Belle does. She does her normal posting, reels and things like that. But what she does is she really rocks out stories. And think about every step of the transaction. Going on the buyer consultation, sign the client, going on tour, found the home, making an offer, going to inspection, closing day, moving day. Belle takes each part of the transaction and she turns it into a story. I'll give you a couple of examples. One is she took a picture of the street as she was driving to a buyer consultation. Along the telephone wire on the picture, she posted a story, and the telephone wire text said something like, going to help this lovely couple I just met find their dream home. Something like that. She did a walkthrough, the same walkthrough we all do, hopefully. And instead of putting the camera on her, she just put the camera on the house. 30 seconds of just walking through the home. And the caption on the video on the story said, final walkthrough on this gym at 123 King Street. That's it. Instagram is an entertainment platform. And what they want to know is two things. Number one, can you get engagement? So by the way, if you don't know how to get engagement on your posts, do come to this class, because that is an important part of that algorithm serving you up to more and more people, and serving you up even to your own sphere on it. So engagement. And the second thing is consistency. Right? It's an entertainment platform. And just like Netflix isn't going to pick up a show that drops the pilot now, but then waits 2 years to drop the episode 2, Instagram is not going to push your stuff out to people if you're not consistently posting to it. The more consistent you are, the more confident they are in you, and the more likely they are to push you beyond your followers to more people. And so I hope this has helped you all. And more than anything, I hope you will come. Let us help you build your business.